Good job. You get a cookie because you pushed the button.
Ooh, what
Yep.
kind? Is it a coffee cookie?
Sure, and it's over here, so you'll never see it. So
That's what you
anyway,
think. I'm outside.
no, you're not. Anyway, welcome everybody to another episode of Carpets and Coffee, which is kind of like your NPR thing for this week as well. I'm here, Owen McIntyre, and I brought Lucas with me, and then somehow we tricked
Gobble
Nipper.
gobble.
We tricked Nipper into coming on. I told him that we would discuss colubrids, violent python species, and herping, and then
there is a plan.
Yeah.
And tea. You said I could talk
And
about tea.
I
at
said
least
you
an
get
hour and 45 minutes.
5 minutes to talk about how tea is superior to coffee. Of course, I will say that when my wife and I returned from London and Scotland, the amount of tea that has gone through our house is ridiculous, and I'm not the one drinking it.
That's awesome.
So she's got a nice metal pot now, and
that is awesome. You need to send me your address. I think I've got your address actually.
Probably.
If not, I can find it in about.
Of course you can. I mean, Eric would give it to you in a heartbeat because he loves to watch the trolling.
Yes, I'm going to send your wife some really good English tea.
She would be all for that. I mean, every place we went, I'm like, I'll have a coffee. And they gave me like the smallest little coffee. And then she's like, I would like a tea. And they would give her a pot of tea that she could get like 3 cups out of. And I'm like, I'm done with my coffee and I'm waiting for her. And she's like, I'm not done yet. I'm mixing still. And it was ridiculous.
She sounds a perfect woman. I can see why you married her.
I mean,
but that is the thing. If we're talking of coffee, that's what I didn't get because I was fortunate enough to recently go to Florida, as you know.
And
fortunate to go to Florida. I'm gonna have to you on that one.
Don't analyze it too much. Just let him go. It's fine.
Florida it's a beautiful thing. You've got really cool toads, and you've got people with facial tattoos and no teeth, all in the same.
There are pygmy rattlesnakes and crack addicts. Like
in fact, some of those people could be referred to as toads.
I mean, that. You do run a risk going herping in Florida of being shivved. It's fine.
Very, very true.
Just be prepared.
You have, and I hope I get this right, Circle K garages. Is that correct? Is that right?
Well, Circle K is like the worst one.
Yeah, did you get to a Publix at least?
Yeah, like out of all the ones
that's what they took me there, and a Wawa.
Okay.
Right,
there you
go. Wawa, I have that is part of my Philadelphia DNA, so I accept the Wawa. But
my point is, and there is a point I'm getting there. In America, coffees are this big.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Coffee should be that big. Tiny little thing.
No, I
think you're thinking of espresso.
Yeah.
No, all coffee. Yeah, espresso is that big.
Espresso small. Drip big.
Yeah.
No, but
iced coffee bigger.
And you just put so much shit in
Triple venti chocolate frappuccino even bigger.
Yeah, that's just a milkshake that they
exactly. You're not tasting the coffee.
Yeah.
What the fuck is cream? What is that shit that powdered shit?
Well, you see, when a mama cow loves a baby cow very much.
No.
Wait a second.
You put milk in tea?
Oh my! I'm very dear you.
Although I feel I need to say that I take my coffee with no cream.
Yes,
black.
However, people that are going on
about 3
about
3 cups of it.
No, that's fine. But everyone that's going on about the different aromas and the different tastes, and I can taste sandalwood and I can taste berries or whatever in the coffee.
Oh yeah,
it's absolute arse chutney because all they're actually tasting is the milk.
No.
Yes.
Well, no. If you have a flavored creamer in there, like if you have like an Irish creamer, what does an Irish taste like? I don't understand how they got that.
Probably alcohol and despair.
I mean, maybe, but
maybe a little potato.
What it is, it's the Bailey's Irish creamer, and what they've done is taken the alcohol out of it, so now it's just sweet creamer. But if you have that in there, that is all you taste. Like that's the whole point, though.
But
black coffee. There's a spectrum of flavors.
Yes, I completely agree.
Okay.
Both tea and coffee should be drunk black. So I hope your missus is drinking her tea black. She should be. She'll like it more.
Some teas, yes. Other ones, she does require a little bit of milk. So,
for shame.
I will. If you want to send over instructions, I will tell her that these are the proper instructions. So
I will give her absolute detailed letter by letter instructions on how to make a decent.
Are you drinking yerba?
No, this is a hard cider, but it's tea and lemonade. So there you go, Nipper. Tea.
So it's like an Arnold Palmer spiked.
Pretty much.
Like
Yep,
nice.
it's a spiked Arnold Palmer because it is the end of the work week and Daddy needs a drink, kids. So this is one of those moments where we just cuddle in the library and we have a good time.
Well, here in my field Yeti, which is engraved with the project I was a biologist on for 3 years, I'm drinking green tea.
Oh, very good.
I love green tea. Coffee, but it's tea now.
Well,
how about you, Nipper?
I'm drinking, which I'm going to send to Owen's wife. I'm drinking Yorkshire Gold tea.
Yorkshire Gold tea.
One of the nicest UK teas. It's very strong. It's very dark. I won't tip the cup up so you can see it, but it's kind
That's because he doesn't want us to see there's milk in it.
It's actually gin. It's just
he's just talking as he's pouring the gin in. It's
and it's the color of honey. It's lovely.
Oh, all right.
Very good.
I will say I never saw my wife drink as much tea as I did when we were on our honeymoon. It was like every place she went, she was like, "Can I have some tea?" And they would bring her a pot. I was expecting random, like we would just be out for a sandwich or something. She'd be like, "And can I have tea?" And these people would have it. And I'm like, I don't where. So
it is. If you was to visit anywhere, any person's house, you could turn up at any time, day or night, and they will have tea for you.
I should have known that. Yeah,
it's just a thing.
And I was sending pictures of the sauce packets that I kept coming across to Nipper to be like, explain
this condiment.
Explain what brown sauce is. Like, what the hell is this crap? It's like,
Are you a black tea only guy?
Me,
nothing else.
Black coffee, black tea.
Well, wow. I don't mean like the absence of milk. I mean like black tea, green tea, oolong.
I'll drink. I don't mind green tea.
Herbal.
That's a bit millennial, really. I like green tea.
Okay,
beautiful.
I like green tea. Yeah.
White tea is very nice when you can get
white tea is phenomenal.
Nice. Yeah,
subtle.
But
okay,
fruit teas.
What about like a rooibos? What about?
Oh, don't mind it. Yeah, with vanilla, very nice.
See, that's my favorite herbal. That's my go-to.
But it's not really tea.
It's tree bark. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Whoa. It's not tea. That's.
And the word is herbal, darling. Herbal.
Oh no.
Oh. Why? Because there's a goddamn H.
It only
right
took
there.
8 minutes.
Right.
Big fat H right in the middle of it.
A what?
Herbal.
H.
Herbal tea.
I didn't know there were 4 letters inside of the H.
There is H. Where I come from, there is. Trust me.
Where do you hide the A?
See, my
right in the middle there.
My accent is the equivalent to probably Eric's in the States over here. So.
Really? See, you brawl.
You're
like a scrapper.
Water. Weird. Yeah.
People hear you and they're like, "Oh, hide my kid."
I don't touch kids. No.
And
done. Next. All right.
Snakes.
Yes. God. So, how's everybody's collections doing? Mine is we had a minor setback. So I'll start with mine.
What did you do
obviously wrong? I was getting ready to start pairing just because we've also started lowering temps and it's much easier when all the kids are together. It's one less cage to deal with. And I was still feeding some other animals, and the black phase white lip that have now been sharing a cage for pretty much the year. They finally decided they had enough of each other and got into it.
Just
to
unprovoked, out of nowhere.
I was thawing pinkies. So if they somehow got the scent of pinky and decided they'd give it a go, but male got the female in his mouth by the head
Oh,
after she got him behind the neck. So it was like he got her and like she got
nice.
it was bad.
Did you happen to be there
I
when
heard
it
it.
happened?
I heard it.
Okay.
So and then I
Thank
managed to
goodness you
get
were
them.
around.
Yep, I managed to get them out, and then I had to have Melissa come down and help me unwrap them. The male is no worse for wear. The female now is starting to have a massive infection in her jaw, so she looks all kinds of puffed up
No.
and looks pretty bad. But Melissa's working on it for that. But it's like, it's a nice little like slide the knife in. It's like it's a good way to start the 2024 season. Just kind of,
Yeah.
and of course we see this, and then big shout out to Eric Kohler. His blackface wet lips were breeding when he went and checked on his. So it's like cool. His like the same day he's showing up pictures of all his locked up. Mine are like killing each other, and I'm like,
Has that
wonderful.
pair ever been aggressive to one another before?
no.
Or do you think they just went at each other the wrong
I think it's
way?
I think it's the season is getting cooler. They notice it, and it's like any food smell possible, they're gonna key on it, and like one of them moved a certain way and the other hit it, and that's just where it started.
Have you bred these before?
Not the blacks, I bred
Not
the gold.
these. You bred the golds, but you haven't bred these.
No. And these are my two
you-
wild caught blackface.
Are you? And how did you sex them?
I probed them when I got them. Yeah.
Okay. And it was a definitive probing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
4 scales versus like 20
Oh,
million.
okay.
Yeah. So
Yes, all
wondered
20
if it-
million.
I
Yeah,
just
when
wondered
you-
if it was two
when you
males
stick
or
the
something.
probe in a male and you're like, whoop, all right, well, I mean,
Either you
I'm
push
pretty-
too
I'm
hard
stopped
or it's a
counting at
boy.
10. Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's a boy. But you know, I
That
will say
sucks,
that
man.
I mean that they're also not necessarily the male is definitely more flighty and a little bit more aggressive than she is. She's always been very calm, but you know, they both also really like to eat. So we'll see how it goes. Like I mean, I'm hoping that she can kind of get better, but it does put a stop on that project for this year. So it's like we're gearing up, and it's like now we've already hit a freaking stone wall. So the blackface white lip thing, I mean, because the other part is it, if she recovers, would you feel confident pushing her into breeding? Because I mean, I would not, because
No.
Right. And are you, while you're treating the infection, are you kind of pulling her out of the cooling regimen and just heating her up?
I did. I just
Yeah.
because there's no point in stressing her out any further.
Yeah.
There's no point in knocking her sideways. So it's like, and she immediately made a burrow underneath her hide box, and she's just been in that burrow where it's like normally these things are up on tree ledges, they're up on stuff, they're watching me do stuff. She is hiding because she is not doing okay. So
Sucks.
yeah. But again, this is the part of breeding season that we never really kind of talk about. Like, this is a setback. This is something that I now have to plan accordingly. Normally, if it was another species like a carpet python, I'd be like, can this male go with this girl? But like, unless I want to take my male blackface white lip and take it to a gold white lip or a ring python, or make a carpet white lip hybrid, I can't. There's nothing else. So that's the project, and I think that's why we always talk about, like, you're in it if you have 2.2. You're actively trying. If you have a pair, you're just throwing Jello at the wall and seeing what happens. So
yeah, that's really tough. It sounds like probably best to get her right and hope for next year, you know.
Yeah. I mean, and then the other good thing is that I have enough of other shit to keep me busy, you know. All the other kids,
A little bit.
just little,
sad.
just some. I actually started like pushing them to get onto other foods. Like the Mad Hogs are now on unscented unscented pinkies, and same thing with these guys back here. They're on, the ones that are on quail are on unscented, and the ones that were on scented are now on just pure, and all that fun stuff. So
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a weird season this season. It's been very strange. As you know, I sold the majority of my venomous collection.
Yes.
After having gotten bitten and thought that was rubbish.
That
So
would be something that would cause me to
Wait.
do that as well.
What happened?
Oh,
I got bitten, didn't I? So
I don't know if I heard about that.
Well, I was wondering that when I was lying in the ICU, there were no card and grapes from yourself.
yeah.
When did this happen?
Oh, this was it. I got bitten in February.
Yeah.
How come nobody told me? Oh, and what the hell?
We wanted to protect you. You're so fragile.
So
What got you?
Just to keep you up to speed.
Yeah,
I used to have quite a large collection of venomous,
Uh-huh.
which I've kept for the last 20 years. That's been my focus for like 20 years of venomous. And I unfortunately, and I put my hands up, no pun intended, it was complete operator error. I took a bite to the hand. And yeah, it was a rubbish day out. I've got to be honest.
That is the best explanation of a venomous bite I have ever heard. Oh, this is a rubbish day.
It was quite rubbish. The scariest thing is not being bitten. The scariest thing was having to put the animal away, lock the building, go indoors, walk upstairs to my missus, who was working in the office on a Teams call, and go, "I'm sorry, darling, could you stop your Teams call with all your colleagues and take me to hospital, please?" Oh no!
What?
I just died. I
did think about just riding it out in the corner. So it was quite unpleasant. It's taken me, I suppose, what are we in now? November? Yeah, probably September. I got full movement back in my hand.
Jesus.
So it was a long,
A lapin?
no, just a little pygmy rattlesnake, something quite innocuous. Don't mess around with venomous snakes, kids.
Yeah, there it is.
And please bear in mind that Madagascar hogs, they're venomous.
Well, we're going to talk about it. But first of all, my grapes will be on the way, and I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's on us. Yeah.
Nobody told me. Now yell at Owen.
Hold on. So. He's reaching for a book. What's he got?
No, he's reaching for a rear fang
Nipper. I got
Oh, that's an excellent book.
Yeah,
it really is an excellent book,
and is truly terrifying.
I was going to say, for someone that keeps a lot of rear fang colubrids,
this is not a good book for me.
No, it's not bedtime reading. That is good.
Yeah, this is Travis Wyman suggested that book, and it is utterly terrifying because I'm like, have those?
100%.
Holy hell! Like,
yeah, I mean, people take stuff for granted. I mean, I've got big mangroves. I do not want to take a bite off of those. Scary stuff.
I have false water cobra babies.
Yeah,
and working them, it's like I've had to brush up on my skills and things like that, and
the
getting
thing
them.
I find comedic about you having false water cobras at the minute, is have you seen how fucking big they get?
I have, because my two, I swear to God, keep growing.
They don't stop,
even though I don't feed them. It's.
I've had false water cobras, and adult false water cobras are a force to be reckoned with.
They are. My female scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Because she is very, 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 very much in love with food. And it's one of those, open the door, get the food bowl in, and then close the door because she's coming and she's 100%. Up against the glass.
Nothing likes food more.
Right.
Or moves towards it faster.
Than that. And they're starting to get to a size where I may need to move them up into larger cages, just because they're so big, and they don't show you how big they are until they want to. So normally they're all like curled up in their water bowl or curled up under a piece of bark or in their hide box. But then when I'm making food and thawing out stuff, and they do a line of the entire cage, and their head is like touching their tail as they keep going around, it's like, all right, well, it's a little terrifying.
That's the things. They're huge, and they're also like an all-terrain vehicle, because they'll go up, they'll go down, they'll go in the water.
That's why I'm like, I haven't listed the false water cobras on my website for one very simple, very terrifying reason is I need pictures of the adults to post up. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to pull them out. I don't want to shove them in a light bucket. I don't want to take their picture and pull them out, throw them back. And it's like, it might be one of those, like, all the other photos on my website are like pretty in a white bucket, and then the false water cobras are just in their cage, like
through the
With their
glass.
mouth
through the
open.
glass. Like, it's
Yeah.
but yeah, I've had to brush up on that kind of stuff because taking them to reptile shows, I've started doing this. I used to put the Madagascar hogs in like my tier display where I would have to open it up and pull the snake out and all this stuff. What I've started doing is they go in a deli cup now. Basically venomous rules. So when you go to shows in America, you have to have a venomous snake in a sealed container with electrical tape around it. I don't put the electrical tape around it, but it's a sealed container for the false water cobras and the Madagascar hognose. And I have one blonde Madagascar hognose still kicking around here too. So, and that's the rules.
And you let everybody handle them so they can pick their little buddy, right?
Of course.
Exactly.
Juggle it. Yeah. Just
I mean,
toss it up.
Snake Discovery plays with them all the time.
I
Yeah.
don't want to say what people should and should not do. I will say that I have been bit by my Madagascar hognose a couple times, and it happens fast. And whoever told anybody,
Oh, just
they're-
don't let them chew. It's not like
Shut
they're
up. That
already
is the
chewing
dumbest
when they
shit.
bite you.
exactly, they just open. Oh, like they just open up wider. And
I'm being sarcastic.
I know
just in
you are.
case,
I know
everybody.
you are. I
Okay.
really hope you are. But it's
They do this to the air before they even get
exactly. They just move towards you like Pac-Man. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but that's the thing where it's like I would hate to have it where somebody didn't know and had a reaction.
Yeah.
Like, you should treat it this way because I treat it this way and I still get bit.
Yeah.
So
But venom is venom.
Venom
Yeah.
is
You know.
venom.
oh yeah.
Venom. It doesn't matter if it's front or rear or a sting. Venom is venom.
Yeah.
You don't know how you're going to react at any time.
Well, it's just like a bee
Exactly.
sting. Well, a good friend of mine died from a bee sting.
Exactly.
So let's
Like,
all
you know,
be
that's-
careful. Like,
Yeah.
Just like, that's the you don't want to learn that this is going to be a bad thing after it happens and you're on your way to the hospital. Like, it's
Yeah. What's I think the quote that Mark O'Shea wrote in Zach's book is, "It's not a medically significant bite until there is a medically significant bite."
Yes.
Like that could
Yeah.
be you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to be the one dude they write about in these things? Like,
Yeah.
several of this that's what I love about this book is that it does show people who had bad reactions to these bites, and it's like they
The
may
little
be
Western hogs with the mustache.
yes it's like one of them is a Western hognose and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, it's no thank you.
I've said it before. I'm old. I've been through a lot, and I've been smashed up a lot on various things. But I have never felt as wretched as when I got bitten. It is just.
Was it
vile.
just I've heard it's like somebody taking a hammer to your hand.
First of all, the worst thing is you have about 20 minutes where there is no pain and nothing happens.
It's your adrenaline keeping you
And then
running.
in that 20 minutes, you know that it's going to get a lot worse. Then the systematics kick in, so you're vomiting and
wonderful
and shitting yourself and all those good things and dizziness and
From
then,
the rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the pain starts, and the pain was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And then after the pain, once I had anti-venom, and once that sort of kicks in and the pain's lessening, then you realise that you're getting necrosis, and then you've got all that good stuff, and it's just horrible. Horrible.
And the anti-venom itself is kind of a lesser
not
of
a
two
fun-
evils,
yeah.
right? Like it doesn't that on its own also make you feel like crap, but it's also saving your life.
Well, the interesting thing, which the doctor was so happy because nobody in the UK gets bitten by venomous snakes. That's not true. It's very rare, and he'd never seen one. He was so excited. And he kept telling me, he said, we're going to give you, I had 8 vials of anti-venom over 4.5 hours. and he was just saying it's a 60% chance that you're going to have a worse reaction to the antivenom than you are to the actual bite. You know, people can die from the antivenom, which is
right.
And he said, you will know within around 40, 45 minutes whether you're going to have a severe reaction to the antivenom. And
See,
laying in the... Oh, lovely.
I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a Western hognose bite.
Yeah, exactly.
That little boop noodle.
Yeah.
So
not so much fun now, is it?
just laying there in the dark, counting out 45 minutes is
no. Remove all clocks.
Lucas will probably understand this more than most. The thing that really no, genuinely, the thing that really made me think I need to get rid of my venomous isn't the fact that you could get bitten or the pain or anything like that. It's the thought there's a really good chance I'm going to lose my finger.
Yeah,
and that would mean, yes, keeping reptiles is a big hobby of mine, but my other real passion is rock climbing.
Yeah.
And to lose a finger,
I get it now.
And if you with your instruments.
Yeah. No, certainly.
Even a small bite, you probably won't die, but you could lose a finger. That is just, it's not worth it.
Yeah. My first year or two helping out at the vivarium, I refused to work with anything that could take a finger off for just that reason. Eventually I got stupid and cocky, and luckily nothing bad happened, but water monitors, I was like, no.
I'd say a large Varanus could really
that's
your
what
life
I mean.
Up.
Or a retic. 100%. I mean, I've seen some hideous retic.
It was one of my biggest fears.
I think nipper means retic there, but we'll keep going.
No, he definitely doesn't.
Yeah, no, I need all 5 of these.
Exactly.
Wait, 10.
10. There's 10.
1, 2, 3.
So go back to my original point, which seems like hours ago now. So my season has been really strange because I've literally sold everything at what would have been the start of the season, and I've bought a load of new stuff. So
how was making that transition? Because I mean, I've always been a snake python guy. I've never, and I've known people who've gone from monitors to pythons or gone from this to that. And it's like, how was rebuilding it again?
Genuinely, it was really difficult decision to make, because I mean, I am, like yourself with your colubrids or your python, I am so generally fascinated with the venomous snakes, particularly the venomous snakes of Europe, the vipers and stuff like that.
Right.
I've kept them, for so long, decades, and then to not have any is just really, really strange.
Yeah.
But it's not like I've started again with something that I wasn't into, because all I've done is I used to have loads of venomous and a few colubrids. Now I've just got loads of colubrids. Yeah.
All right, more space for you guys.
Exactly that. That was the other thing. And financially, all my cages were set up for venomous. And there's a lot of arboreal stuff in there because I had a lot of Aetheris and pit vipers and stuff like that, arboreal stuff. Well, most of the colubrids I keep, they're all ground dwelling, don't need the tall vivs. So all the vivs, I'm changing out all the vivs for a completely different style of vivs. But
less height, more
less height, more length.
You could have just gotten really into day geckos or something.
I keep a load of day geckos. That is genuinely.
Oh my god, no!
Yeah, but I keep those in exoterras. But I'm absolutely drowning in day geckos at the moment because I seem to be able to breed them very well.
Nice.
So I do have a lot of day geckos at the minute. But
how difficult was it to sell or move so many animals like that? Was there a demand in Europe?
Was really, really lucky. I have a friend who is a tattooist, tattoo artist, a very good tattoo artist. Yeah. And as we all know, tattoo artists
not right in the head.
An obscene amount. They make an obscene. This is true. They make an obscene amount of money.
They do
daily. And I'm not sure they declare all of it for tax.
I mean, is it snake show rules that if it comes through like a card reader or something else,
Exactly,
you have to
yeah.
declare it. But if somebody gives
Yeah.
you a wad of cash, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came
I
from.
don't know where that came from. Yeah.
Anyway, so long story short, he bought my whole collection from me. So
Wow.
Nice. That's
that was
awesome.
Really cool. Yeah, that is really cool. And I'm really chuffed that it's gone to somebody that I know will appreciate it, because I had some reasonably rare and hard to get stuff. So
It's
and then
cool to know where
also-
it is too. You didn't just scatter it to the winds, you know.
that is cool.
Well, there's also
Yeah.
a level of, I think, responsibility. Like, would you have been? I mean, I would be nervous selling something like, you know, a venomous animal. I get nervous talking about trying to move my retic on, because I'm like, I want to make sure she goes to someone who can handle her and somebody
mate,
who isn't going to breed her. Like, it's
cash is king. I'd have sold it to a school kid if they had
got it.
dollars.
Okay, good. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. It's
Okay.
it's slightly different in the UK, that you have to have a license.
Mm.
And I'd never sell anything, even when I bred stuff. I would, you know, I want to see a license before I will move stuff on.
Yeah.
Well, damn,
Yeah.
that's way too sensical and
Yeah,
Exactly.
license.
Good.
What is that?
Yeah.
This is Pennsylvania. A child
Freedom.
can own a crocodile.
But I've still got some Boyds. I had a bit of a kick in the bollocks from, long story short, many decades ago, before Lucas was just a twinkle in his dad's eye, I got a large group of Jamaican boas.
Oh.
And they came in, and the female was gravid. So I'm not counting that as having bred Jamaican boas.
No.
So I sold those. And then recently, a few years ago, I got last year before, I got another big group of Jamaican boas, and I really want to breed them. They're one of my favorite boas. I think they're absolutely incredible.
Mhm.
And they're quite hard to breed. I mean, I know Rob is probably one of the few people.
Rob is, and then somebody else was on the tip of my tongue who might have had them, but I know Rob is.
Yeah,
but
I don't think any were bred in the UK this year.
Wow,
they're rare to breed.
Is it just, you think, maybe because also it's like going from a place like Jamaica to the UK where the temperatures might be a little different?
It could be.
Yeah. Of course, I say that, and Rob's breeding them in Colorado, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So
I think it's just the fact that they're very hard to come across. It's not a snake that many people can get their hands on.
Well, that goes with it too. Is that if it's a rare python or a rare boa, because everybody's got their pairs and they don't have any room for experimentation and switching things around, and you have to hope you get a pair that key into your way of doing things and will be receptive to each other.
Well, going back to your conversation about if you have 1.1, it's just
you're
not
playing.
trying.
Yeah.
Well,
you're playing. You're not trying.
I think I had 7.8. No, sorry, I had 6.8. Jamaican
this recent thing.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus Christ, that's a breeding project.
Yeah. So, but I moved some of them on. So now I'm down to, what have I got now? 4.5 now. But I thought they're very hard to pair up, a bit like white lips. They
got to like each other.
They've got to like each other. And I had a pair that seemed really, really receptive, and she was doing all the right things. Basking upside down, always around the lights, and all that sort of thing. So I was very, very pleased. And then I went to Utah. I came back from Utah, and there was fucking Utah. Came back from Utah, and I went in the snake building. I was hit by that smell that we all know.
No.
And there was 9 slugs and 3 fully formed neonates that were dead. So I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened.
That is kind of what happened with the last time I bred Dominican red mountain boa. We came back from Texas, and I went in the room, and you get hit with that smell. That is the only smell you can get is that is boa birth. Like there's no other smell that is. Yeah. And I immediately went to her cage, and there were 4 slugs in there and no babies. And I'm like, crap. Well, all right. She ate the slugs. as I'm closing her drawer, I turn and there's a baby just kind of.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
like, oh no, it's worse. They're loose. Like it would have been better if they were all just dead. Like, and then it's like I've been on planes. It's like 1 a.m. I'm ripping apart the snake room, and I found 6 babies.
Oh, cool. At least you got some babies, which is the main thing.
That's
honestly,
no,
they were
pretty
horrible.
impressive, like recovery rate for the situation.
Oh, there was a lot of them didn't like. They all went to like one bin. Like I caught 4 of them in one bin. Like it was, but oh my god, it was terrible.
Oh, bless you.
And I haven't bred boas since.
You got to breed some boas. So yeah, the season's been a bit strange because I've gone over into milks and kings.
Really?
Because I'm on the North American tip.
I want kings.
You need kings. You don't
I
want
love
kings, Lucas. There's a lot of kings.
There is a lot of kings. Choose wisely, Lucas.
Going outside and finding California king snakes make me very happy, but I'm not keeping them because then I'd need the native wildlife propagation permit. Blah 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 blah. However, I would love some pyros.
Oh, I've got pyros. They are amazing.
I want the ones with like really thick black.
Those
I love it.
Infralabris, yeah.
So
From
I
Utah.
moved my
damn Utah.
Damn Utah.
Utah has its ups and downs. I moved my snake room around, and I have a rack now that is a 32 that's kind of out in the side. So I was hoping to get some smaller colubrid species to put out in there. So I could put them out there. They're a little bit in the cooler room, and that'd be good for them. So on my list is pyros. And it's like a couple other things. Like I want to get some bamboos.
Beautiful. They're so cool.
And then I might even cross the bridge into gray bands, which I swore I would never do.
Oh, get gray bands. I suddenly walked into my snake room and it's full of kings and milks. I don't know really how it happened. But I've got Alterna, which are just stunning. Are just fascinating. They are, to me, a sort of bridge between pyros and subox.
Yeah,
they've got features from both. They're really odd. They're very strange looking snakes.
I want to say that the reason I didn't jump on a lot of the things is I'm like, oh no, but it's a frog feeder. It's like, well, Jesus Christ, like, you know, we've been dealing with how many other things? It's like, it doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter anymore,
right? And the whole thing of like my mandarin rat snakes are doing fantastic, so they're growing, and I should be able to get them in a couple of years.
The experience and patience to keep anything now.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't let
Well, I'm trying to
pygmy rattlesnake.
No. The only venomous is I managed to get permission for Gila monsters. So
I bred healers. They're wicked.
I've worked with healers before, so I'm waiting for the opportunity to present itself, and then I will pounce on those. Yeah.
Seeing healers in Utah was one of the best turkey experiences I've had.
Fucking Utah! I missed that.
Utah.
I'm
mad I didn't go on that
Salt
trip.
Lake City.
I am planning on. I think there's the Nevada trip, and I actually have off around the same time. So I'm thinking about jumping on the plane and going out to Nevada for that one if I can make it, if I can swing it. So that's the one I'm zeroed in on. Nevada.
Nevada. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be fun.
Get some good rattlesnakes.
Yeah. Of course, I'll be there, so which means you guys will find nothing. Nothing. Yeah.
Rob messaged me. He's planning a few California trips.
He's planning a bunch of trips.
I'm excited.
I think he's so he's on a mission.
Yes.
He's so motivated. It's brilliant.
And his mission is finally bringing him to my pond.
Yeah, he's gonna cross out
sleep over.
He's gonna cross off the rattlesnakes, and then once he's done with this little side quest, we can get back onto Australia. So yeah.
Before we blow past it though, Nipper, I wanted to ask you what's the vibe in the UK with kings versus milks? Because I feel like here in the United States, milk snakes are really like a redheaded stepchild to the king snakes.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Right. The UK.
Do they have respect?
No. Milk snakes never get respect anywhere.
It's really hard in the UK to get locality American anything. I'm fortunate. I've managed to get a few bits and bobs, but it's you don't know how lucky you are, because you can literally you can just go down Granite Gap and collect your own, or there's some fantastic milk and king breeders. Temporalis Enterprises springs to mind, people like that. So you can get spot on locality kings and milks. We can't get that in the UK or Europe. We can, but it's really, really rare. It's really hard. As you know, Cali Kings, or all the Gatula complex are banned now.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
They are banned. Not in the UK, because we are out of Europe now. We're an island on our own.
Brexit.
The only good thing to ever come from breakfast.
But so I mean, I've got Cali Kings. I think they're amazing. I love them. And again, having seen them in the wild in Utah, fuck Utah.
I love Dr. Julander though, but
yeah, I guess we have to give him some props.
I've got to be honest. Utah was one of the most amazing places I've herped. It was fantastic.
I'm just mad I didn't go.
But
the scenery,
like I said, I'm scarred.
And the scenery and the species, incredible. Go herp Utah if you get a chance. It's really good.
Yeah.
So back to your original question.
Yeah.
It about 10 years ago, it was really, really popular to keep kings and milks, and then it fell out of favor, and everybody was jumping on ball python bandwagon and all that sort of thing.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. It's now having a bit of a resurgence, and there's no mountain kings are the sexy snakes on everyone loves the mountain kings.
Yeah.
But milk snakes are very popular. They're just hard to get over here.
Okay.
I mean, I've struggled. What have I got? I've got Mexican black kings.
Nice.
Eastern black kings, which are imported from America with a locality, which is good.
Sweet.
Campbellii, which is probably my favorite. Greer-eye, Nelson-eye, Sinaloa. Pyros, Noblock.
I know that one.
Pyros, Noblock-eye. Am I missing anything? Alterna. I think that's it. Is that it?
I feel like cool. What is it? Is it the desert kings or the speckled kings that are like the diamond pythons of kings?
We was lucky enough to see those in Arizona.
Yeah.
And stunning.
Fucking Arizona.
Fuck Arizona.
Arizona was nice. Like
Arizona's cool.
I'm joking.
Yeah. And I went to when I was in Florida, I stayed with Phil for a couple of days before we met up with the others. The Mr. Wolf.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to see his collection, which is really, really nice venomous collection. But he's also got quite a lot of collie breeds.
Got a nice beard too.
He's got a very nice beard.
I would touch it.
I have touched it, and he's got some nice king snakes. He's got Leonis, really nice examples of Leonis, and one is it you might know more about colubrids than me. Goinai,
the Goins king,
yeah, beautiful, stunning things. So there's a lot to keep me going there. There's a lot. What else? I've got Hondurans, a lot of Hondurans.
Okay,
I'm trying to get the more South American stuff, which gets really big.
That I think is fun, but then you run out of space real quick. Like with me getting the very large Asian colubrids and then some of the larger South American stuff, it's like, oh crap. So I don't know. I was kind of trying to dip into the smaller guys. Although I am getting overrun with the smaller guys too. I think I sat down and I counted. I have 4 adult rhinos. And then I have 3 that I'm growing up. So before I turn my head, I'm going to end up with like 5 or 6 rhinos, rhino rat snakes. So,
do indigos get big?
Yes.
No. They max out 2 feet. You're fine.
Yeah, this one's been staring at me for
just
like 3 weeks.
Just don't feed it and keep it in a 10-gallon. It'll stay small.
It'll be fine.
That must. Yeah, you're right.
Goldfish
It'll adapt.
Yeah,
goldfish.
Can you got facilities cool enough to keep bamboo rats?
Oh,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
we'll
ever
give it a shot.
thought? You never thought about bamboo rats?
They're on my list. They're on the list.
On your list.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's
Cockeye, bamboo rats.
Cockeye.
Yeah, all that stuff's on my list. Yeah. If I can do
Fabulous.
the mandarins, I think I can do those. So
Yeah.
of course I haven't bred the mandarins yet, but they haven't
Yeah.
died.
No.
So we're doing something correct.
Yeah. I mean, they stay small, but they're amazing coloration.
Oh God, yeah. And I was always terrified of them when I started because I was always told how fragile they were, and it's just because they don't like being 82 degrees.
Yeah.
So just
Me neither.
they're fine. Yeah.
I'd bite you too if I had to be hot all the time.
They eat like champs. I was a little scared when I got them because my female was small. But they'll eat every opportunity. They don't want to hand feed. Put it down, get the fuck out, and then it'll come out and eat it later. So yeah, I'd like to do them. And then like right now I just have corn snakes, king snakes, black rat snakes, pine snakes, and then all the other Asian colored stuff. So I kind of wanted to expand some of the king snake stuff.
You must have everyone should have pyros. Just the most amazing.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
I've right now I think I have like 3 projects for Cali King. I have the reverse stripe, I have the black and white stripe, and then I have lavender albino stripe. So yep. Beautiful. Not a single banded one in the mix.
I just got the normal desert banded.
Not a single goddamn band here. So.
You son of a bitch.
I did well with my pine snakes this year. I've got 2.2.
I like pine snakes too.
Oh, fabulous! I mean, I'm trying to get some Florida pines that aren't morphed.
Do you like black pines?
Yeah, I love black pines.
I like them too.
Yeah, I'd have those. But
and stop shaking your head at me. I'm talking snakes with my friend.
Well, it's black pines are they come with so many strings. I'm just like, and no.
Well, yeah, so, for us, but not for him.
The only problem with black pines is the obscene amount of money they cost in the UK.
Damn.
I mean, yeah. But yeah, I managed to get both females dropped for me this year, so I've got lots of hungry baby pines.
How is your fertility rate with the pine snakes? Because
Jason
and I were talking about this the other show, where it's like 10 eggs, 2 babies. Everything else drops.
This is the first time I've bred them this year, and both females dropped. I mean, one dropped 7 and one dropped 6 eggs. I could not believe the size of the eggs compared to the size of the snake. Ridiculous. All babies hatched, all doing incredibly well. They're just like machines.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah. So now, Owen, how did you incubate?
Put them in a box, put them on a shelf in the python room.
Nipper, how did you incubate?
Put them in a box, put them on a shelf.
Call you bridge, dude. Like, find me somebody who's like, and I'm gonna make
yours just suck.
Exactly. It's like I'm pretty sure it's my female or my male. I'm pretty sure it's my pair.
I really wish I just made something really special up then and.
It's like, yes, well, I had the two.
I imported air from the Pine Barrens, and
I had to get special sand from Jersey. What?
No, I literally put them in a Tupperware box on a shelf,
sprinkled a little tea on them.
Yeah, exactly the same as I do with the corns, and they were fine.
It's that's what I've done with all my stuff. I actually didn't. I totally forgot that the black rat snake double clutch was due until. One of the pythons knocked the egg box off, and I'm off the shelf, and I'm like, "Oh no! Open it up, babies! Oh no!" Like it was,
If anything, that snake helps you out.
Too many snakes. That's definitely how you know you got too many snakes when you're not hovering over a box to see if something's hatched.
I have been. Somebody in this house does say that I am a helicopter parent when it comes to my eggs. And that the worst she ever saw was this past season with the roughies, which I take great offense to. But it's certain things where I'm like, I know you're good. I don't need to watch you. I don't need to care. I will say my first couple clutches of carpet pythons, I was up against the glass. Now I'm like, you're fine. I'll see you. Bye. Like closed. It's whatever. I'll check in 60 days when they're pips. Like it's all done.
Well, I've like yourself with your white lips. I've got a couple of things that I'm hoping for. I'm just starting to put together now. and I am checking them all the time because
Apodora.
putting 2 Apodora together, scary as.
Scary.
Oh yeah. No.
How many of those you got over there?
How many have I personally got?
Yes.
Or how many are in the UK?
How many
personally?
Yeah.
And if you know the second one, I'll be very impressed.
Right, yeah.
In the UK, adult Apodora, I'd say there's probably certainly less than 20.
Weak.
A week. Adults. I only have 1.1.
Okay.
I don't have space for any more.
I would say that's the other issue is that unless you're going to dedicate your room.
It is probably my favorite non-venomous snake, but I just don't have the money. They're quite expensive over here.
Yeah.
And trying to manhandle a 12-foot snake that's not happy with you can be challenging.
But with the price tag, and then just to have the female gut the male in front of you, I mean, that would.
Yeah.
That's kick in the.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. But I've seen lots of locks already. But then again, I got locks last year, so we shall see. I've been feeding a lot more. I've been trying to spoke to Rob more quality food and better food cycling with them, see if that makes a difference.
Cool. Right.
I'm also put my water pythons together for the first time.
I love water pythons.
I saw Phil showed me when I was over here. He showed me his water pythons. He said, "Oh, you've got water pythons. Have a look at these." And he opened the lid on one of the big tub things that they're in. They look completely different to mine. I mean, I said it was a completely different snake.
Well, what are yours? Northern Territories?
Mine are Fog Dam.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's cool. Those are the ones Nick can't breed.
Yeah, I can't get those. Yeah.
I love you, Nick.
Mine are Fog Dam. I can't remember where his might be Northern Territory. I'm not sure.
The Northern Territory ones are different, right? Lucas,
the Queenslands?
Queenslands.
Or
Phil's a Queenslands.
Phil's a Queenslands. Yeah.
Like one of them looks really different.
They are different, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, completely different head shape.
One of them looks like a miniature olive python almost.
I would say my Fog Dams remind me of miniature olive pythons.
Okay, all right.
They've got the same sort of bulldoggy type short head.
Arrowhead, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas, Phil's look like a completely different species. Really, really, and different color as well. So, but I put those together for the first time, so we'll see what happens there.
I'm giving mine another couple chance to kind of chill, and then I have to introduce because I've had just strikeout after strikeout after strikeout. So I am probably going to give them another shot, and then if it doesn't go this year, I've got enough liasis. I will revisit the water python later. Like get out. Like it's.
I'm the same. I've put my Sanzinia together again.
No, okay.
Every year, every year I get locks, and I think this is the time. There's loads of locks, never anything.
Where do you call it on that stuff? Because I have a het exanic female. She is a huge female because she has never produced. She has bred with multiple males, locks every year, no eggs. She's taking up a 4-foot cage, and I got other animals. I got other animals that are growing up. I got proven breeders that are growing up and could kind of be bumped up.
You're just going to have to come to a point where you think this is either just going to be a pet, or I'm going to let somebody else have a go.
Right, and that's the other thing is that coming up is like first off, I proved both my tigers to be het exanic, so I don't really need her anymore. And then I also have a tiger that's 100% het exanic. And then now I have exanic tigers and exanic jaguars that I'm growing up. So it's like, why am I keeping this giant adult het? It's like, I don't need her anymore. I have the things that I would use her to create. So I don't know.
The other thing is, if we're being full of frank disclosure, am I just keeping Sanzinia because it's cool to keep Sanzinia?
I know. Yeah.
They're amazing.
Or am I keeping Sanzinia because I actually want them?
I think I would keep Centennial because I want them and screw everybody else. Because it's like, why aren't you breeding this? I don't need them. I have them. Like I don't
think that
fucking care. Like,
they have just the most unique looking heads. I think that
They are.
for me, like they are not really like anything else. I don't have them, but if I did, I'd keep them.
They remind me of a venomous snake. The head shape, the head structure is very similar to a venomous snake. But I don't know. You're not going to believe I'm going to say this. I think if they don't breed this year, I might sell them and get some rough scale pythons. Yeah, that might be the.
Well, hey, listen, you want to send me some Apodora? I'll figure out how to get these guys across the water. Yeah,
that would be a lovely trade. Yeah,
trade. Unfortunately, I think Sadie's would have something to say.
Just label it T.
T, it'll be fine. I'm not sure how it works.
I thought
captive bred with CITES papers. Can we still not?
I don't have the CITES papers. We're so many generations in. I don't know where those are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know if they would allow that. I thought there was something about certain Australia species coming into the country or leaving the country was kind of getting gummed up from certain stuff, but I don't know. I don't even know if that is feasible. But I
mean, Apodora, Papua New Guinea.
Those I think would be fine because I don't think there's anything about that. It's just the roughies. Like I can get you white lips. We can do that.
We'll do something. If I'm successful, I will.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Owen. I don't mean to get in the way of a good deal, but I have Lake Chapala garter snakes that I can.
We can just throw. Like, listen. Tell him you want 12. He'll put them in a box. Like I don't think there's no trade there. Just wait for him to do one of those things where like, oh my god, they had more, and be like, I'll take 6.
They are going to have more. They've been having fun in there.
Yeah. So I fully support your transition into roughies. It's good. I like it. It's great thing. You know, they're wonderful. So
I
miss mine.
Interesting times.
Listen, some of us here are quitters and got rid of their roughies.
I'm not a quitter. I just had I was just playing a different game.
Listen, I'll give you Wilma. Oh my god. Yeah, it's
I love Lucas. I love watching Lucas. Because you got to think, I am so fucking old, right? I am like herping Yoda. Okay,
I'm getting pretty old too.
Oh, shut up! And I just look at Lucas, and it just makes me happy inside because he's just collecting everything that's shiny at the minute. It's brilliant.
That's not true.
No, I mean it was for a while, but he's becoming more focused.
Yeah, I have less species.
Yeah.
No.
At one point, it was getting out there.
He's got another 5 years or so of being eclectic, and then he will really focus.
What's eclectic in here?
I mean,
besides the garter snakes?
So you've had so many things of late.
He's got the indigos.
Name one thing.
Monitors.
He's got the indigos. He's got the
I don't have any.
He's got the black.
They weren't
he's got
mine.
The garters.
They're my friend Alex's.
Yeah.
He's got the scrubs. See, and that's where he hides a lot of shit too. Is his friend Alex? He's like, oh, those aren't mine. Those are Alex's.
Well, the lizards were 0% mine.
Diamonds.
Yeah.
You have breadlie.
Yeah.
You got 7 species.
I wasn't listening to you. What'd you do?
Okay. Womas.
Yes. Blackheads.
Then you have indigos. You have your scrubbies.
Not for long. Yeah.
You have your garter snakes.
Unfortunately.
Do you have a Crebo still?
No, I don't have Crebo. Never did.
You
I have
colubrid, right?
Inlands.
No, you have inlands. You have breadlie, diamonds,
Papuans, jangles.
Getting worse.
Stimpsons.
It's 11.
Ball pythons. What? Who said that?
Ball pythons. That's right.
Who said that?
That's right. He has that.
Who said that?
He has that piebald project that I'm not supposed to talk about. Oh.
Please tell me that that's your Mrs. Snake and you bought it for her just so that she will tolerate the rest of it.
No, she wanted the olive pythons.
Good girl.
Oh yeah, olive pythons.
Jesus, I gave those to you.
Water pythons.
Yeah.
You get the waters?
I think we're like 13, 14 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's done.
And he wants pyros.
Yeah, well, that's
I do want
ones
them.
and halves are two different things.
That's
I
guys.
want
I mean,
diamond pythons. Don't have any right now, but
it's really not that bad.
sure.
How many rooms in your house do not have reptiles in them?
It's a loaded question, Lucas. Don't answer that.
2.
2.
Bathroom and the kitchen.
The toilet,
No.
the toilet, and the bedroom.
Bathroom and the bedroom, correct.
Yeah.
There's reptiles in the kitchen?
The kitchen, they're not
Is
in
it
the
one big room?
kitchen. It's like
Okay.
there's one big room there, and then so they're in the side of that room where there's like a table and like the sliding doors to the balcony. They're not like next to the sink,
Crested geckos are in the microwave. They're not doing so hot. I don't know why.
No, they're very hot.
Well, there we go then. So Lucas is becoming more. He definitely kind of branched
a lot
out.
worse. There were geckos, there were monitors, there were
Exactly.
Yep,
That's what
yep.
I'm talking about.
yeah.
I
Not
don't know
anymore.
what I'm doing. Yeah, like if you're gonna sit there and talk about people who are
Worse.
eclectic and insane,
I genuinely, all
Mm.
joking apart, see a
Mhm.
time when you don't have many large boids and it's all colubrids.
Who,
I-
Owen?
I refuse. I
Well, how else
disagree.
have the
Except for roughies,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
But I see it not maybe not imminently, but I see a time when you're more colubrid based.
I disagree because there's several things that I've added that will progress into the future. So, my Argentines aren't going anywhere.
Oh,
I want the
beautiful.
pink ones.
Nowhere.
They are beautiful.
You know
Those
those,
are mine.
Max pink ones, like Bob Guerrero
No,
stuff?
I went for more dark. I wanted more.
No.
black
I'm
on
just
mine.
saying that's what I want.
Oh no, no one cares what you want.
That's
If you want pink and
The
a boa,
listeners of our program
you
want to know.
if you want a pink boa, you go get a Hog Island. Okay,
I don't want that.
that I do.
Well, no one cares what you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good job, you're learning. So,
Gobble gobble.
yeah, I don't know. I think that would have, but I do agree that there would be a lot more. Because I fear that we are shifting that way already, where there's a lot more colubrid versus other projects. Because I'm looking at my Jungle Jag project. I've just been kind of messing with that project. I'm not making gamma line animals. So
your interest in morphs will fade the same as it does for everybody.
It is slowly happening. I have my core groups. I have my caramel stuff, which I enjoy making.
Caramel stuff.
The caramel. Yeah. I like doing the caramel stuff because then I have the Jag project, the Stripe Tigers project, and now I'm starting to kind of branch out to some Xanic caramel stuff, but I really do want to kind of keep that.
Let me ask you a question then. When you walk into your multiple snake rooms,
yes, I'm in one now.
When you walk into one of them, which makes you smile the most when you see it? One of your morphs?
I'm right in here. Or they're all right here. They're all right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
The roughies are, but I will say that there are certain ones. I moved one of my super caramel jags into a cage where she has like a rock ledge to sit on, and she basks out, and all of a sudden it's this bright neon kind of yellowish cream color with these caramel saddles that have little flecks of black in her, and that's it. And she's laying out looking awesome, and you can kind of sit there and be like, this is an animal I envisioned 5-6 years ago. And this is an animal that I produced her parents.
No,
and I worked with her grandparents, and I produced her, and now I'm letting her raise up. And I know that the boy that I produced this year is going to be who I will pair to her years from now when he's big enough and she's ready, and I'll get that super caramel tiger jag mixed in with this M-Pen caramel striped boy that I just produced, and I'm like, and then I'll just see what happens next. So I do enjoy those, but it just depends on my mood. Sometimes I like just watching the Chinese king rat look at me as a as I walk by, and it's just like this. Like, it's
beasts of
Yeah.
snakes. Yeah.
and sometimes I enjoy that. Am I going to be excited to get Vietnamese blue beauty eggs this year? Yes, because that project has been annoying as shit. And I really would just like to put a pin in it, get it done, and be like, cool, and then figure that out from there.
And then you can move on to cave-dwelling rat snakes.
No, I like my blue
You little
beauties.
psychopath.
I'm really surprised you haven't got Ridley Eye.
I wanted them, but I got
Think they're stunning.
they are. It's just that, when I was looking, there weren't any available, and I got the blue beauties, and it was like, why scratch the same itch twice? Kind of a
I
deal.
had those for a while too.
Right. Yeah.
What about Matthias Carinata?
The Chinese kings?
Is that, no. What's the super large rat snake? I mean,
I don't know.
About 8 or 9 feet.
Well, you can't go too far. I mean, I have other animals that need cages. I mean, we were talking about my false water cobra.
The keeled rat snake?
Keeled.
Yeah.
Again, it's like if I had an airplane hangar full of empty cages, sure. But and this is the other thing, is that people were asking me if I wanted to get into locality species with king rats, because they have all these various localities, and then there's morphs within different localities, and it's like, no, I don't have
China.
enough.
All you need. China take care of you.
Well,
have you got Japanese rats?
No, I have Chinese kings.
Oh, the green Japanese rat snakes.
I know, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. Looks like a cobra without the death. But where would I put them? Like, my 2 Chinese king rats are already begging for new cages. And those babies, like, I keep wanting to keep one of the T-Paz albino babies and raise it up, because they're gorgeous as babies, and they do that color change after about like a year, 2 years, from like this cream color. The normal babies are like beige, and then they get all that black and yellow on them, but the albino babies are like milk color almost. So I kind of want to see how that transitions over. But when the hell am I going to put one of those? So I'm just
Did you say you had Stimsons, Lucas?
I do, yeah. I traded some baby Womas to Casey Lazick for broom locality Stimson Eye.
One of the most underrated snakes in the hobby, I think.
I adore them. I love them so much. I want more. I want wheat belts.
Yeah, I was at a show. I vented a show last weekend, and there was a chap there that had some amazing examples of wheat belts.
They're stunning.
The pattern was incredible.
Yeah, now, like, working with them, it just makes me even more mad. That paper that was just like, it's all children's pythons.
Yeah. Well, he had pygmy bandits there as well, and beautiful, but so expensive.
The Stimsons as well.
Yeah.
I've seen Eric's pygmy bandits and all those little hobbit snakes. Yeah,
they're small, but the personality is big.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand why Antaresia is not more popular. I agree. They're bomb-proof.
They have the stigma of being such a shit feeder as a baby.
As babies, yeah. But adults are eating machines.
Exactly, but the problem is that
there's other things that have that stigma that are popular, though.
Like pyros for a start.
King snakes, hognose.
But the most popular pets and the most popular snakes are the ones that eat regularly, or have now been so many generations in that all those problems of the past are not something anybody considers. Like, we've now produced so many Western hognoses, is like there has to be maybe 1 or 2 still that the breeder produces that might have to do some sort of frog scent.
Yeah,
but I think layman is not going to see that.
No, but I think the hobby has changed in so much now, and you said it yourself earlier on. If something, I don't think they're hard to feed as babies. I think we were trying to feed them the wrong thing.
Exactly. I can 100%. I have.
If you're serious about Antaresia, you're going to start breeding live-bearing skinks.
I had those for a little while.
Yeah.
Let's just keep playing.
Yeah.
I will say that frog legs are a fantastic thing, and I think every supermarket should have them because
Yeah,
I have one baby mad hog that's just eating hunks of frog meat right now, and that's the only thing he'll eat. But thawing out the fuzzies with the rest is what I got everything else going. Same thing with fish and rhinos. If I had tried to feed my rhinos just unscented pinkies, I don't think I would have gotten them to feed. But because I did fish scent, I got 8 out of the 9 I produced this year to eat first time offered. And then that other one had to eat 3 minnows. And then he was on board with the whole fish scented pinky. So now
I think that's how the hobby's changed. I think before people wouldn't have bothered. Well, it had been in the too difficult box, or these snakes are too hard to keep.
Right.
But now, people like yourselves who will experiment with different ways to feed things. I think that's, I think we'll see a lot more of the air quotes difficult species to raise up being bred now.
There's a lot of species that kind of I almost feel like didn't get a fair shake in being established because it was hard. Like Eastern hognoses are basically a Madagascar giant hognose. Like that's what it is. It's just got a better hood and more color. But nobody put that work into it because they're toad feeders, they're frog feeders.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to deal with that. But the giants are like that's that same deal. So
what you're saying is you're going to do that next?
No. Again, Eastern hogs have the strings attached in certain places and states and other things like that. And plus, why scratch the same itch twice? I have the giants, which is also, it's like, why do I have the blondes and I have the speckleds? Why do I need them? Like they're cool.
You have to have the whole set, obviously.
I mean, but you get away from that a little bit. Do I really need every single Liasis species?
Obviously.
I mean, I am missing Savu, and that does piss me off. But yeah, it's there's a lot of that kind of stuff going into it, especially when space is a commodity.
Yeah, it's horrible when you have to decide space over what you're going to keep.
Mm-hmm.
It happens to us all, unfortunately.
It is. That's why I'm selling my scrubs.
Yeah, Melissa and I we need to move to a farm as soon as possible. And I say farm because she wants a capybara, she wants horses,
oh my days.
She wants a cat. Yeah.
Well, as we've discovered that Lucas keeps ball pythons,
nobody confirmed it.
I feel comfortable sharing that I made a purchase the other day.
Oh.
I'm okay with it.
Wait.
Is it a snake or a lizard?
Sure you want to say what you're about to say on live television?
Yes.
It's not television, it's a podcast. Go ahead.
I'm happy after the ball python disclosure. I mean, I could say
apparently it's not as bad as ball pythons. Okay. Yeah.
Fake news.
Go ahead.
I bought some turtles. I've got
wait. Water turtles or tortoise?
No, not tortoises. Proper water turtles.
Proper water turtles.
Wow, you're really coming out of your shell now.
Oh, that's minus so many points. So sliders, like red-eared sliders, I thought they weren't allowed in Europe.
No, I bought European pond turtles to go. They're
the thing that the sliders were killing. Got it.
Yes, those.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just putting in a large pond in my back garden, so I bought some little hatchling pond terrapins. I'll grow them on for a year or so, and then they'll be going outside.
Okay.
See, if you can do it like that, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I
also
that's awesome.
I also have a alligator snapper as well.
Thank you. Good. Good. Thank you. Okay.
A proper.
I'm like,
turtle.
if you're gonna, I'm like, wait a minute, we went into turtles and we skipped over the alligator snapping turtle. That's like the best turtle out.
And now you have a pond for your dwarf caiman.
Did you know? Oh, I wouldn't mind a dwarf caiman actually.
Yeah.
However, did you know that there's 3 types of alligator snapper now?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I only just found that out. Yeah.
I like the idea of splitting them out, but also it's like we've now taken an animal that we were pretty sure was kind of vulnerable and endangered, and now it's real bad because now it's like now we've split it out, and it's like, oh, everybody's not good. It's like, okay,
yeah, and all 3 species are found in Florida, and we didn't see any of them.
Single. Well, yeah, you gotta it. Well, the snappers aren't going to come up unless it's the right kind of season. You
have to
get
do
it.
Coyote Peterson, dive in.
Yeah, it's in the like, there are several zoos where it's like we don't see the alligator snapping turtle, but twice a year when we drain the crock pot, there it is, still alive. Anyway, water up. Yeah, it's so yeah, you got to go get it.
No,
I love alligator snapping turtles though.
I do. I would love to see one in the wild. It's on my American top list of things to see.
Get a wetsuit.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the things that I want to see involve me getting in the water in America. So
Hellbenders.
Hellbenders is probably number 1.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hellbenders, sirens.
Talk to Crawdaddy.
Oh,
he's Hellbenders.
Already kindly said that I can go out there when he's out doing his thing and go and do that. It's on my list when I come out your way next.
That's awesome.
It all depends on what happens with this snake that I need to find in Europe as to how many American trips I can do next year. I'm definitely doing the Nevada trip. Primarily just to torture Owen.
I mean that is the basis of a lot of people's motivations. Yeah,
just being completely in the wilderness and knowing that there'll be nobody to hear him and there'll be no forensic opportunities afterwards.
I have told my wife to suspect you immensely, but whether or not she'll care is, I don't know.
I don't know. It depends how much tea I send her.
As I say, she can easily be bought. We already established that. So, yeah.
But I know Rob's talking about doing a California trip, and that there's so many species there that
California
I need to
trip, and then I think they want to do another Darwin trip.
Yeah, I think that. I have. It sounds. I'm not. Not being unpleasant. I don't have a great deal of interest in going to Australia. I've got to be honest. I just don't. I mean, it's weird because I keep quite a lot of Australian species, but yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to see some Strophaurus, I suppose, in the wild.
Well, apparently 2025 is when they said they're going to go to the Kimberley, so I might keep my powder dry for that.
Oh, okay.
So that I can have a mental breakdown in holding a wild rough scale python. So yeah,
that would be cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping I'm definitely going to do the Nevada trip. I would hope to do either the California trip that they're talking about, or maybe a return to Florida.
Florida.
The return to Florida. Oh God. I might end up going to Florida at some point this year too, just to go to a larger reptile show.
Oh, okay.
Some of the animals that I have may not be the animals that would be purchased at, say, a Pennsylvania show.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you get towards the higher end animals, you need the bigger shows.
Yeah, the different kind of clientele, especially because now I have 5 that will be listed soon.
Liar. For years, you said nobody can have.
If you go on the website, it's already ready to go. I just need to take pictures of the babies.
Unbelievable!
I need new windows for my house. So
you mean this whole thing called life?
Gentlemen, there are things that will push that forward. Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
Plus, I have 14 of them. I will let 5 go. The rest are mine.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a nice little thing to be sat on.
Yeah. So it's that kind of thing where it's like it and I know that a lot of people have been having issues with selling certain things. I know people are having some pushback when it comes to buyers in certain areas. So I know it can kind of be difficult at this time right now. I mean, listing snakes right before Christmas, I think, is the stupidest thing anybody could possibly do. So
presumably you can't.
I can't even ship them. Yeah, they're like, you got to come get it. So, but they'll be ready by springtime, definitely. So, let's go from there.
Nice.
Yes, very.
My poo-pooing pythons were getting it on today.
Really? So we didn't get to your stuff, Lucas, of your collection.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm just here. It's all right. You guys It's fine.
Have you bred them before?
Your pop ones?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Is there anything
have
going
not
on
had
with
the
yours?
opportunity until this year.
Oh, okay.
With the snakes? What do you mean? What's going
Yeah,
on?
like it's like granite or
No, fuck
Xanax
that
or...
shit. No. The male is a farm hatch import, fresh blood, DM
Nice.
Exotics via Riley, and then the female is a mishmash of various U.S.
things. Yeah.
bloodlines,
Okay.
but she's colorful as hell, and they both have some dorsal striping. Not like a tiger situation, but it's kind of like, yeah, they're pretty. It'll be
Zipper.
cool. Yeah,
Okay.
I am excited to make them.
It's weird that you're getting locks already, but I would say that IJ's pop ones, apologies.
They're among the early
They're
ones.
the early
right?
ones, right? Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm giving it any like.
Oh, hey, look at this.
acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've been told as well, is that they'll hit it early.
I am actually normally I would have like a red light pair that I'm getting ready, and they always tend to lock early for me, but then by the time the eggs arrive, those locks early were meaningless. But it's weird because I'm not pairing any breadlie this year. But I have breadlie that are being paired outside of my house, like other people have my animals. And I'm sitting down, I'm like, I'm still getting it up with like 4 fucking clutches of breadlie. Like I'm not doing anything. So
well, that must be how Nick Mutton has felt for the last 3 years through me and Brandon Wheeler.
That's what, and I'm like, all right, well, and I kind of took a page from his book, but I'm like, shit, if all those roosters come home to roost, like, did I really take the year off, or am I just outsourcing? Like, it's,
yeah, but no, I mean, for Brettles, I'm trying to do the full blood hypo stonewash thing this year, so fingers crossed with that. But then I also have my my first Brettles I ever got back in 2019 was just a visual stonewash, and she went over to live at a friend's house, one of my coworkers at the field biology job, but she's 4 years old now and she's big enough to breed, and so I'm like, maybe she overwinters at Lucas's house.
I have the same situation. I sent a stonewash out to a friend's house, and she's now big enough, and I'm like, all right, we'll take the male. I'm like, crap. Those are my animals at somebody else's house. Wait a minute.
I could make 100% hypo stonewash and 50% hypo stonewash and have a smorgasbord.
It's I will say that breadlie are one of those things where it's like they don't go, and then I'm out of breadlie. Like, it is like in a week, all of a sudden they're all gone, and it's like, okay, cool. So
yeah,
I've decided I'm not breeding any olive pythons this year.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I've decided that your olive pythons grow no matter what I do, even if they're not eating.
Don't look at them. Don't look at them. Just don't. You can't look at them. If you look at them, they put on an inch.
I've been trying to handle them because they're going to be big, strong animals, and I would like them to not want to kill me.
Hurt you? Yeah.
And the female just sneak attacks me. She's like totally chill, la 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 la, and then she'll like jump off my shoulder and bite me in the hand. So we'll see.
Yeah.
What's your main projects, Lucas, for this season?
Well, definitely the
Lake
blackheads.
Japala garters.
No, shut up.
Yeah, the Lake Japalas are gonna happen whether he likes it or not. Yeah.
I got indigos. That was a feeder joke. Nobody reacted.
No.
So I'm just clarifying that. Nipper laugh.
I'm all for it.
He's like, do it. No.
Do it.
I have done it. Anyway, blackheads number one. Because last year I, in a way, got 2 clutches but 0 babies, and so that really sucked. I'm doing 3 pairs of blackheads, 2 Western, 1 not. So that's what I'm most excited about. And then the Woma thing again, 3 pairs of Womas, and the Papuans, and the Brettles. I think that's it. No. Like, I've got a bunch of stuff that's small. Like, yeah, true. I've got a bunch of stuff that are like the year before, you know, in
Mm.
terms of inlands and diamonds and fun stuff like that. They're not quite there, and I don't want to push it, but
How are you going to? Obviously, well, I suppose you can because you call your brittles enough. I just wondered how you call your diamonds enough living where you do.
so the diamonds, that's a project that I go 50-50 with my friend who's also my neighbor. So the two biggest ones are kept outside right now on his balcony, in, like, I don't remember what they're called, but mesh cages that work for having diamonds outside. And so they're getting nice and cold, and will continue to get colder.
Mhm.
Average nighttime lows for me during the winter are upper 40s, but they get down to the lower 40s
Right.
upon occasion, but not low enough where I'd be worried about having diamonds sitting outside. So in a way, it's a little bit perfect. And you know, that's how I've cooled Brettles these last few years, is moving them into bins and throwing them outside for the night and then bringing them back in, which is a lot of work, but
Mhm.
you know, it is what it is. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I do think you need something small that you can just. What? Oh, I suppose you've got your guard snakes, haven't you? But
We'll raise up these Stimsons.
Stimsons,
There you
yeah.
go.
We have a TV. I
Indigos
don't know.
aren't small.
No, I don't know if you see. I don't know if you have an equivalent in the US. We have a program on UK TV called "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here."
Okay.
Have you
No,
heard of
but
Have you heard this?
I-
No.
no.
So
I like
basically,
it.
the premise is they take a load of, and I use the word celebrities in its loosest possible
Got it.
term, and they put them in a camp in Australia, and they have to do certain tasks to earn food, or they
Ah.
don't eat. And most of these tasks involve them interacting with various animals in unpleasant situations. So they'll send them through tunnels full of spiders and
Hmm.
That's kind of like the old Fear Factor, except
Yeah.
mixed with
similar sort of thing.
Survivor.
Yeah, very, yeah, that sort of thing. And I just sit there watching this and just adding up the amount of money that is on the screen, because they had some celebrities the other night, and they put them in like glass coffins, and it's how
Uh-huh.
long they can stay in a coffin when they keep putting more and more snakes in. And they're just piling in Womas and Stimpsons and stuff. It is just,
Really?
yeah, it is just unbelievable. Which,
Interesting.
yeah.
Did they
Interesting
have
choice.
those like fake hissing noises like the
Oh,
snake?
yeah,
Just like,
they completely
drama music and they
They've
I
shake the
wouldn't
even-
want
camera.
a bunch of Womas piled on top of me because I'm
Well,
getting bit.
yeah, but,
Yeah,
in the last series, they even had people putting their hands into like fake tree stumps to grab stuff out the inside, and they had green tree pythons in there.
yeah. Were the green trees awake?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Otherwise,
They,
just reach in and grab. I don't.
they
Yeah.
got bit. It was, and yeah, it's just think there's so much money on the screen, and people are
Yeah,
just
this
not
production budget's a little steep.
not appreciating it at all. They're just screaming and
Well, there's all that kind of stuff, and I think I was watching some movie or some TV show where the one character was like one of those snake handling preachers, and he's
all
supposed
right.
to run around with a rattlesnake. That was the most confused bull snake I'd ever seen. Like it was, he's running around doing this, and there's all these rattlesnake noises. They digitally put in a rattlesnake tail
All right.
on this bull snake, and it's just like, what is happening? So yeah, but I do see here that there is a question about Nipper's take on the European market when it comes to reptiles.
Yeah,
Okay.
what do you think? The
Yeah.
consensus is pretty down over here these days. What about over yonder?
I think there's been a real. I think it's not down. It's up, if anything, in terms of sales. But I
Okay.
think it's really changing in terms of what is popular at the minute. So I'll give you an example. The last show that I vended a couple of weeks ago, there was a number of ball python tables there
Hmm.
that sold hardly anything. there was
Whoa.
a huge number of Western hognose morph tables that were queuing around the block for people to buy stuff off them. And it seems, and I get the logic behind it, that I think there's two sides to the hobby, and I'm not saying one's better than the other. I think there's some people that want the snake to make other pretty coloured snakes and experiment with the more stuff, and it's kind of financially driven, and that's what they're into.
Right.
And then I think there's a side of the hobby that is, or this is from this locality, and it would be really cool to see that. So I think there's two sides to the hobby. Neither one is better than the other.
Yeah.
And I think the people that are into the let's make different coloured snakes at the minute have dropped ball pythons like a cup of cold sick. Because honestly, you can't give them away at the moment in the UK. And logically, you think, why would I want to be spending a great deal of money on snakes to make morphs, which, you know, most of the morphs have been done now, but they take up so much room. Whereas the Western hognose, it's an emerging thing. So nobody knows what all the different morphs and color patterns are and available, but also you can keep 3 times as many in the same amount of space.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I see that because it's like, it's not more of the, there was always the, I need to buy the ingredients so that I can make X when it comes to the ball pythons and stuff like that. And we've now got to the point where there's very little uncharted territory. There's very little horizons that they haven't dipped into, but it's just now refining. And I don't think that people really feel like they want to do that. Everybody got caught up in the, I want to take this and then make this, because then I'll make something that's never been seen before, or I'll be on this level with all these other people. And, you know, eventually you run out of places to go. And, you know, it's like,
then you realize you didn't really care about all the snakes in the first place.
That, or it's one of those, you kind of lose the fun of it. And I prefer, in my head and in my collection, there's several things downstairs that, and up here, that I just want them for what they are. And I want them to produce and just make nothing but themselves. You know how pissed I'm going to be if when I finally breed my rainbow boas and albino pops out, it's like, fuck you. Like, I didn't, like, that happened with my pine snakes. I just wanted goddamn pine snakes and I got albinos. And I'm like, you weren't supposed to be in there. You're just supposed to be goddamn pine snakes. So,
yeah. The other thing I would say is there seems to be a trend away from the bigger boids in Europe now. And colubrids seems to be super popular, and the rarer rat snakes and stuff like that is really taking off.
I never did really understand the people who decided that what they were going to do is have an entire collection of retics, because the amount of money that you have to spend on feeding those monsters and the amount of time, effort, danger, what I have one, and I'm like, that's enough. Like, that's I'm already
I understand. Boiger is becoming very, very popular. It's always been that it seems to be sought after, and lizards, geckos have really come to the fore. Sort of the Australian, the Oadura, and Diplodactylus and stuff like that. Very, very popular at the minute. So it is good. People are spending money.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, everything you just said kind of sounds like a good thing, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think also there's a lot. I think Europe is different to America in terms of how people keep stuff. I think it's always been different.
Certainly.
Yeah.
You know,
you guys have standards.
Yeah.
And I think there has been, over the last couple of years, there's been such a massive leap forward in technology available to people to keep stuff, that I think that is making people that maybe might have got I was going to say garter snake then. That's really weird, and Lucas would have been upset.
Yeah.
You said rare colubrids. I'm offering rare colubrids.
Exactly.
Look at all my rare colubrids. Please, God, take the rare colubrids.
But now, instead of just, maybe going into a reptile shop and you'd see a garter snake in a 10-gallon tank, look at me doing all American stuff. Now you walk in and it's all exoteras with really nice lighting, all really, really planted.
Yeah.
So youngsters coming into the hobby walk in and they see all this fabulous, little jungle scape with foggers and all this sort of stuff.
I don't see any more heat rocks at my local pet store. Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering what Arcadia is going to announce. Do you have Arcadia in the US?
Reptile Basics is like the main supplier of it for the US. It's available, but we can't really get it straight from Arcadia.
Okay. Arcadia has been putting up loads of things over the last couple of weeks on social media. Big, new product announcement. So I think it's going to be some new type of lighting or something like that. So that'll be interesting because their products are normally
exciting.
Really good.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, every cage that I've been putting UV in, I've been snagging Arcadia when I can.
And check out their
quality stuff.
It is. Check out the Arcadia LED strip lights as well.
Nice. That's not the Jungle Dawn thing, is it?
No. Jungle Dawns are good. I use those on my Dart Frog tanks, but they put out quite a lot of heat, Jungle Dawns. So for my Dart Frog tanks, I don't heat them. I just put Jungle Dawns on, and the plant growth from Jungle Dawns is amazing. I mean, you'll know from your cannabis plants, but they really.
I mean, in California, he's required by law to have several.
If I was going to grow anything, it wouldn't be that. It'd be mushrooms. But moving on.
Of course, yeah.
Can't be
either or.
A little bit of psilocybin has never hurt anybody.
No. In fact, it helps.
But Arcadia do a really, really nice strip light LED. Doesn't put out much heat, but the spectrum of the lighting really seems to make the colours pop of animals. I've just put them in. I've got some Lygodactys Williams, the electric blue day geckos, and I put the strip lighting in there. It just colours fantastic.
That's awesome. Yeah, excited to see whatever that is, and
be interesting.
We can get some of it over here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're at an hour and 30, so a little bit over. There's one more thing I really wanted to hit on pretty quick, and then we'll probably get out of here. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't think it's my place. But for those of you who are wondering where Eric's at and what's going on with him, unfortunately, Eric did lose his mom. The past week, she had a pretty long hospital stay, and they eventually had to do that. So I'm not sure how long he's going to be out. I'm not sure how long we're going to be doing stuff. Probably going to talk with him later on this week and figure out what's going on. Real quick, though, Lucas, I sent you over that link. If you can throw that up in there. There is a GoFundMe for Eric's family because his mom did have a pretty long hospital stay. And in this wonderful country of ours, capitalism and medical care are kind of hand in hand. So there is something they are asking for any kind of help with that. I'm not really going to go again, like I said, into too much detail because I think that's kind of Eric's story to tell if he wants to. But hopefully we can get kind of back here soon. I'm not trying to rush him into anything, nor am I going to try to annoy him with the tiny squabbles of various things of like, where's my calendar? And this person online was mean to me. If I feel I need to get involved with stuff, it's not going to go well. So, that's pretty much it for anybody who was wondering. And if you can contribute to that GoFundMe, please do. I know it would help Eric out, and he would appreciate any kind of help and kind words and just kind of support through this whole thing. So,
threw the link out in the chat there.
Yep.
I think that's the best way to do it at this point. But,
I would agree. Yeah. So, I think that's it. I think for everybody, obviously go to Cold Blooded Caffeine, check out the NPR blend. I had it this morning. It is delicious. You can type in code NPR to get 10% off. Also, you can go to Cold Blooded Cafe for your frozen rodents. code there is MPR10 for 10% off and can be added to any of the sales that they're running at the time. Right now is the time to fill the freezers. So, jump on that stuff because springtime comes around and you're going to start having a bunch of hungry mouths and all the adults are going to come up. So definitely jump on that. The Patreon, the spring store, I will sit down probably after we get done with Thanksgiving and figure out the calendar situation. Hopefully Eric will be able to help me with that. Otherwise, this is going to be real interesting. But
you and I can figure it out.
I think we can.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Also, kind of keep up to date on the upcoming shows. I know we have the holiday show. I know you guys are going to make us do another breeding show, even though we tell you how to breed them every freaking year. So don't be surprised if we kind of come back at the Thanksgiving break and do like maybe 1 or 2 shows and then call it a season just because of what's going on with Eric and everything like that. So we'll all play it by ear and we're going to be pretty transparent with you guys about what the next steps are here on this one. I think that's it.
Killed it. Absolutely.
Cool.
I mean, everybody be sending love Eric's way, and we look forward to when he's ready to come on back.
Yeah. And that's it for everybody. So we'll say thanks everyone for listening and we'll catch everybody back here next time.
Bye.
Bye.
And thanks, Nipper.
Yeah, Nipper. Yeah.
Thanks.
I totally forgot you were here.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. Thank you very much for having me on. It's my favorite podcast, and now I've been on it. I feel special.
Yeah.
My favorite podcast too.
I'm all right with it.
No, I said Nipper is my favorite podcast. Specifically.
Yeah. Just Nipper is a podcast.
What? I mean, when he speaks,
End
it
the
might as
show,
well
for the
be.
love
It
of God,
doesn't
just
matter
push the
what